Hello and welcome to this video on the noun. And in this video on English grammar, we are going to discuss the singular and plural forms of nouns. So far we've discussed parts of speech, what a noun is, and what are the different genders in a noun. So keep watching this playlist to get more ideas about how English grammar is supposed to be used. So let's get started with the number of nouns. Okay, so here in front of you, you have five different words. Now, all of them represent one individual or one entity of the thing they're trying to represent. So, all of them are singular. But let's look at what their plurals are. From the word box, the plural that you make is boxes. So, what we've done is we've added E and S, and we haven't removed anything. From the word man, the plural that you get is men. So it's almost a new word. We've just changed the A into an E. From place, you get the word places. So all we've done is add an S. And from the word tree, we get the word trees. Again, all that we've done is add an S. From this word ox, however, we will not be following what we followed for boxes. We are going to convert from ox to oxen. And what we've done is we've added E and M. So as you can see, there are so many different ways of converting any noun from a singular form to a plural form. And that is what this video is going to be all about. How the different forms can be converted from one form to the other. So let's discuss more on that. So the first way in which you form a plural from a singular is by adding a simple S. Let's observe a few examples. So here you have a few singular nouns. Let's convert them into plurals by simply adding an S. So from the word boy, you get boys, pens, drums, phones, tablets, and books. So that is the first way of converting from singular to plural. All you need to do is add an S. Let's have a look at the second way. The second way is you add these two letters E and S at the end of the singular noun. But how do you know when to do that? If the original word ends with either of these four combinations, if it ends with S or SH or CH or X. Let's take a few examples here. Let's take the example of class that ends with S. Let's take the example of bush that ends with SH. Let's take the example of the word match that ends with CH. And let's take another example, that of box that ends with X. Now what we are going to do to convert them into plural is add ES in front of them. You get classes, bushes, matches, and boxes. So that's the rule that you have to follow if the word ends with S, SH, CH, or X. Let's go to the third way of converting from singular to plural. So this is the third way. Although it looks similar to the second one, all you need to do is add the letters E and S, but this way is applicable to the words that end with O. Let's take a few examples. Hero, and let's take the example of volcano. So that is volcano. So how we will convert them into plural is you just add ES, heroes and volcanoes. Let's have a look at the fourth way of adding plurals. Alright, so that is the fourth way. Now you see, you might get confused that even the third one is talking about words ending with O, and even the fourth one. But this third rule applies to most of the words that end with O. Some of the words that end with O can also be made plural by just adding S. Let's have a few examples. Solo, or the word dynamo, or the word logo. All you need to do to make them plural is add one single s at the end. But remember, this is applicable only to some of the words that end with O. For most of the words that end with O, you need to add es. So don't get confused between these two. And let's go ahead and see what's the next method of making a noun plural. Alright, this is the fifth rule. If the word ends with a Y and the Y is preceded by a consonant, for example, the word fairy or the word diary. You see, before the Y, you have a consonant. In that case, you convert the Y into IES. So from fairy, you get fairies, and from a diary, you get diaries. So that is the correct way of converting these words that end with Y, and the Y is preceded by a consonant. The sixth way is for the words that end with F or FE. All you have to do is remove the F or remove the FE and convert it into VES. For example, if you have wolf, shelf, and let's say elf, what you need to do is remove the F and add VES. Remove the F, add VES. Remove the F, add VES. That also applies to the word knife, which ends with FE. So you remove the FE and convert it into VES. So you get wolves, shells, elves, and knives. So that is the sixth way. Here are the seventh and eighth rules that apply to some words that end with F. Now, most of the words that end with F or FE follow this rule that we've just done. But some of them, like dwarf or the word roof, they apply a different rule. All you need to do is convert the F into FS. So just basically add an S. You get dwarfs and you get roofs. So this eighth rule, it basically is redundant because it says the same thing. And all you need to do is add a simple S. So let me just go ahead and remove this eighth rule. Alright, sorry for that change over there. So the new rule is that there are some words in front of which all you need to do is add en. For example, ox gets converted into oxen. For some, you may have to add an extra letter. For example, for child, you need to add r and then en. There are still some other words in which all you have to do is change the vowels inside. For example, in man, you have to convert the A into E. Similarly, in woman, you have to convert the A into an E. In case of tooth, you have to convert these O's into E. Same goes for, let's say, foot or goose. From goose, you get the word keys. So these are a few more ways. Let's go ahead and discuss a few more ways of converting nouns from singular to plural. There are still some words for which you don't have to change anything. For example, the word fish. The word fish can be converted into plural as fishes, which is very less common. At the same time, it is also used in the plural form as the same word fish, which is more common. Similarly, some other words such as deer or sheep or salmon or water. Most of these words are always used in the same way, whether you mean them in the singular or in the plural form. Now, these are the ones that always appear or they seem as if they are singular. There are others that always seem to be plural. For example, socks. You can never say a sock. You can never say a scissor. It's always scissors. You can never say a binocular. It's binoculars. Similarly, trousers. You have to use them in the plural form always. Then the next very important rule is about compound nouns. when you have nouns that are made up of a number of words. For example, brother-in-law or a passerby. Alright, now brother-in-law will not be converted into brother-in-laws because in-law is helping you define something about the brother. So instead, brother-in-law will get converted into brothers-in-law or basically brothers by law. Similarly, passerby will not get converted to passerbys but to passers-by. Passers and then by. So all the rules that we have done till now, they apply to all the English words. Now there are going to be different rules for the words that are derived from the Latin language, like errata. So let's go ahead and discuss how do we convert them into plural. Okay, so here are the words that are from Latin. So erratum becomes errata, formula becomes formulae, index becomes indices, radius becomes radii. And then a few words from Greek language. Axis, crisis, basis become axis, crisis, basis. Hypothesis becomes hypothesis. Phenomenon and criterion become phenomena and criteria. But there are still some other words. For example, the word cloth. Now the plural of cloth can be cloths when we talk about the different fabrics, can also be clothes when we talk about the clothes that we wear. So I'm going to discuss on this page many different words similar to cloth. Let's have a look at these examples. So from brother you can get brothers, which is a more common form, that means more than one brother. Brethren means like a brotherhood, a collection of brothers, most probably not brothers by blood but due to profession or occupation. Similarly, the word dye can be a plural form dyes, the dyes that are used in the chemical industry to mold metals, and also dice, the one that's used in board games. So both of them are grammatically correct. You just need to ensure that the meaning that you're trying to give through the word is correct. Then there are a few words that have a different meaning when they are singular. For example, the word light, and a different meaning when they are plural. For example, lights. So let's go ahead and discuss some of these examples in detail. So for example, the word light, singularly it means to light a lamp or maybe one lamp, but lights would refer to, for example, many lamps. Similarly, practice can refer to exercise of a profession, but practices can refer to habits. People represents a collection of persons. Peoples can refer to whole nations. So you see, there are so many different derivations of plural and singular nouns, and the best way to know more about them is to practice more and more words. Try to convert nouns that you find singular in daily life into plurals, and try to check whether they are correct or not. And that would be the best practice, the way you learn on your own. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any feedback or suggestions or comments, don't forget to send those at support@perfectscores.org. This is Preetinder Kaur for Perfect Scores. Thank you so much for watching this video.